Morning Collective. I decided that I would do my readings in front of some of my paintings and the subjects of my paintings that I'll talk about tend to come up in the readings. So this painting behind me here, it's based on a famous photograph actually of Indigenous people being chained up for like workforce, and what I've added to it, I used aerosol cans to paint it. That's irrelevant, right? Doesn't matter what I painted in. But I hope you can hear me all right. I'm trying to speak loudly, okay? But anyway, I've got it's based on the workforce being in slavery. So I've got these people here in the high-vis vests and the yellow down here. You can see this. Like it's reference to the mining industry. So they've got the yellow caps in their hands, the hard hats. So it's relative to the mining industry and how the promotion for so-called people eradicating poverty and getting them into the workforce is actually contrary to cultures, Indigenous cultures, because the mining industry is about digging everything up and creating a whole lot of negative impact on our environment and our planet. And Indigenous cultures are about living with nature as it is and keeping things in its place. And it's really, really important when it comes to songlines and sacred grounds. I mean, all grounds sacred, right? The planet is formed as it should be, and when we start really going hard in our material values, then the more there's a degree of usage for our natural environments, our natural resources, but because of greed and over exploitation of our resources, it's more damaging than not. And so this painting is about still being chained in slavery for those that are in the power of reaping the rewards of our natural resources, are still the same people from the same families, the same groups that exploited our nations in the first place, right? So when we're being told that there's these people that are out there talking about eradicating poverty, it is not about eradicating poverty per se, but actually eradicating those in poverty, who they deem in poverty, because it's all not about, it's about taking over the resources. Doesn't matter what part of the world we're on, it's all the same, over exploitation, overdevelopment, you know, like unnecessary destruction, which is actually contrary to Indigenous cultures. So let's pull some cards on this, and I've got the ancestor spirits here. So I'm hoping that I am being loud enough for you to hear me. Yeah, okay. So holy ancestors, Holy Spirit, holy ancestors, holy Jesus, Holy Mother of God, God Himself, holy ancestors, holy angels, holy Jesus. Please give us some insight into what we should be talking about at this time with the collective. What is it that we should be discussing? I hope I'm being loud enough because the phone's over there, but I'm thinking I'm getting a little bit of a. Oh, okay, let's have a look. Oh, there might be too many. Okay, so at this time we've got taking some time out, and this is like time out from taking part in exploiting our natural resources, but also taking time out to actually recharge and rest, so that because it's like we're all pushed in society as it is now to keep go, like work, and more and more are we labelled to be, when we take our rest, which we need it, right, for our self-care, self-love, to actually take time out and rest from whatever work it is that we do. And in doing so, then we also are giving our environment a rest at the same time, because we are exploiting less when we are at rest. We are not consuming so much. Alright? And this also is getting out into nature, coexist, gather, and limit waste. Like how relevant is that? Limit the waste, because we need our resources to a certain degree, but there is so much produced that is unnecessary shit, right? Like recycling has got less and less. We all our products that have been made to actually stop working after the warranty runs out, sort of thing, or parts on machineries and cars are whole pieces that have to be all thrown away and then reproduce another one. There's all these little things, as well as things that are made just for pleasure's sake, just for us to indulge our children in useless objects and resources being wasted. So getting into nature, it's like even when you think about when we are building these, big plastic structures and whatnot for our children to play on, and yet we restrict them from actually just going and playing in the bush, like climbing on trees and climbing on rocks and experiencing the river, or you know, whatever it is that's around you. I mean, I know that a lot of us also have been like having to live in areas like in the cities where we don't really have much access to nature, and it's difficult for us to you know, get out there. But that's also a strategy to keep us less attached to the natural environment. You know, if you look at like Aldous Huxley, his Brave New World, you know, when he talks about you know, the babies being you know, like, well, they were like harvesting babies, right? Like, and putting them into this environment, so to detach them or put fear into them about nature. You know, like they would put them into this place where they'd be crawling around and experiencing nature. Now, what was it that actually happened? And then in that environment, when they're really enjoying that pleasure, all of a sudden they let off like a really loud siren or something to frighten the children, and then they all, you know, like create this fear base to fear nature, to fear going out and actually getting dirt on your hands, and you know, like, and that was a lot to do with the COVID virus and that as well, you know, like this fear of, and so cleanliness was like over the top, right? Where, you know, we're not experiencing nature like we should be. It is a healthy place to be. Okay, so this is get into nature. Okay, and then we've got explore your creative side. We've got visualize, paint and record. Visualize, paint and record. So this is what we've been asked to do at this time, is like we visualize our manifestations. So this is this is part of tradition to manifest. So the idea of actually painting the cows on the walls is actually the idea of manifestation. So what we create is what we want to manifest. Now you might think, okay, so this painting could be seen as this is what we want to create. We want to create this slave. This is what's happening in society at the moment. You know, like the chain to the mining industries, and you know the industries in general are keeping us in this slave mentality. So for me to be painting that, you might say, well, this is what I want to manifest. This is not what I want to manifest. This is about getting the point across about, well, this is what we have manifested, right? Like, you know, like Indigenous times, they would paint the animal on the wall because they want to manifest more meat for their community. So what we create in our art and our music and our text, our books, our things that we read, or write, what we paint, what we draw, what we create, whatever it is we create, movies, all that sort of stuff, is what we are manifesting. That was the whole idea of painting rock art in the first place, right? Rock art, you know, like drawings in the ground. It was about manifestation, and it hasn't changed. It is still what it is. You know, this is magic. So it's really, really important to know what magic we're creating. But first, we need to recognize what it is, right? what we are at this time is slaves to the industries. That's what this painting's about. So in recognising that, we want to move forward into what we actually really want in our lives, you know. What is it that we want to create? What is it that we want to be? What is it that we want to live in? How do we want to live? You know? Not in chains, for me. Thanks. Freedom! Okay, so, and here we have being thankful, we've got gratitude, appreciation, and harmony. This is also how we manifest. If we are gracious, like, this is the thing with society, we are all out there trying to make things better than what we've already got. Instead of being gracious and giving thanks and appreciation to what we already have. So Indigenous people, way back, they lived harmoniously with our environment because they gave thanks and appreciation to the Creator for what they already had. So it wasn't this mentality of wanting more. We can make it better. We can make it more comfortable. We can use the resources given to us. And this is to a degree, right, that we do that. Because that's survival, you know, like we use sticks or trees or whatever to build a house so that we've got shelter. We give thanks for the animals provided for our meat. We give thanks for the plants and vegetation that are our food, which is all there, right? But because humanity became greedy, and this is why you know, like people wanted to go into other people's land because they would consume what they already had in theirs, rather than being thankful for what they've got and expanding on what they've already got. You know, like multiplying it, because you take, instead of eating all the seed for that season, and you leave a third of that to be planted for the next season, rather than just taking everything and then wiping that area out and then going to our next door neighbours and taking theirs as well. You see? And that comes down to gratitude and, you know, like living in harmony and having appreciation for what we already have. So whatever it is you have now, like we've got a shirt on our back, we have got fresh water, we have got a roof over our heads, we've got a chair to sit on, we've got a blanket to keep us warm, we have got food to eat. But if we are not greedy, we can actually make that last longer as well, you know. We don't just wipe everything out and you know, like get fat, just consuming everything at once, because that's all we do is just, you know, a lot of people just sit in front of their TV being programmed to consume. That's what it was all about. That's what the TV is all about, teaching us to consume. And so the powers that be are quite happy for us to sit in front of the TV or the internet or whatever technology you are into to consume. So we're consuming information, we're consuming information on how to consume more. right? And then we sit around and we, you know, eat chips and drink beer and what, or just on our disposable couches, and you know, like nothing is valued. See, once upon a time, the furniture even was made solid, so it would last a lifetime. You bought one piece of furniture. Now it's like, well, that will probably last you about 3 years, and it gets thrown on the rubbish tip, and you go and buy another one, and so that there's more resources, right? Whereas in the earlier times, things were built to last a lifetime. You bought it once and that was it. So this is about the consumer industries to keep us consuming and sucking up all our resources. But we can be responsible ourselves by being appreciative of what we got and actually, you know, being mindful of what we buy, what we use up, what we throw away. And that comes down to gratitude and gratitude and appreciation for what we already have. Because this is the state that we've got in. We're all in chains to the consumer condition. All right? And at the bottom of the deck we've got remember who you are, right? And it says culture, resilience and beliefs. Culture. The industries are not our culture. Okay? So let's pull some tarot and see what we've got else to talk about. What else we've got to talk about on an individual scale? Okay. I hope I've been loud enough. A lot of people complain about not being able to hear it, but not everybody's like that. But if you are having trouble hearing me, try putting earplugs in and, or you know, like having it on a Bluetooth speaker or something like that, so that you can hear it better. I haven't got any other music on for a distraction, so I hope that helps. Bottom of the deck, we have a tower and we have the 5 of cups. I hope you can see it as well. Might be a little bit far away. Maybe I could bring that a little bit closer. Hang on. Just a minute, I'll just drop this down. I might be able to see more what we got there. A bit better? Okay, so this is the other thing. I do my readings for free. I do these videos for free. I am going to put I have a PayPal link in the home page, or I will put some in the, I will put it in the description box at the, you know, below. So I'll put a PayPal link, so you can go to the link, and you might have to actually copy and paste it into your search engine, and then it'll take you to PayPal. And it would be great, you know, like if you're interested in, if you like my videos and want to show some appreciation, you can donate. I've just had a rent rise, so things are a little bit tight, so I'm consuming a lot less, which that's a good thing, right? But maybe the landlord consumes a bit more. But I'm not accusing him of anything, you know, like everything's got more expensive, and I know it does for them too, you know, running costs and all that sort of stuff. and it is a great space here because I've got my living space as well as my studio space. So I appreciate what I've got, and I'll just have to come up with some more dough so that I can pay for them. The other thing is too, like when I'm talking about my paintings, they are for sale. You can actually email me. So at the bottom there will be an email, an email in the description box as well, or in the homepage. So you can talk to me about buying any of the paintings that I'm showing you. The other option is that I can do prints. So I can do like smaller versions in print, and they are very, very limited in how many I do of all of the paintings, right? But I can actually get them printed and sent to you. I can't tell you at this time about the sizes and stuff available because I need to do a little bit. I need to actually go and get that information. But you can email me if you're interested, and then I can find that out for you. And send you some prints of my work if you like. Right? Okay, so let's have a look at taking some time out, Holy Spirit. Otherwise, just like, share and subscribe. It is much appreciated. Okay, so we've got something cut out. We've got a King of Cups, and we've got at the crossroads. Take some time out. This is taking time out from a King of Cups, or you're a King of Cups, and you need to take some time out, cut something out. This little taking time out, cutting something out for a time, perhaps. Maybe it's just a short while. Taking time out. Yeah, so we've got a King of Wands here is in the Five of Pentacles. If someone's short of resources, it's a King of Wands. This King of Wands may have overconsumed. Somebody's gaining some knowledge on this because they've been doing something here in the dark, and it's left them in the Five of Pentacles because of their lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. See, this is the other thing I'm getting here is, that lack of knowledge, the lost cultures. A lot of people have lost the knowledge of their own cultures. And slowly people are regaining their ground, but because we've lost so many of the older people, they've gone without leaving their knowledge. So it's very difficult for people to regain that. But if you're tuned into the Holy Spirit and you're tuned into your ancestors, your holy ancestors at the highest degree, we don't want to encourage those dark energies, right? If you are tapped in, the Holy Spirit and the holy ancestors, holy angels, holy ancestors will give us the information. They give it to you, right? So when people have passed, we've not lost them. We haven't lost that knowledge. It's still there. It's just you've got to be able to tap into it, right? You've got to be able to hear them because they will speak to you. But you've got to go out there in nature, into the environment, and be still with it, and sit with it, and it speaks to you. You've got to let it speak to you, and your ancestors will speak to you. Okay? Got burdens here for we've got the Ten of Wands, which is the burdens here for what has been invested in. And then we've got Seven of Pentacles, so investing in money and not the environment here. So it's like, like this bird sitting there on all these pentacles, but it can't eat them. It can't eat those pentacles. There's no leaves on that tree. Looks dead. Even the ground looks scorched. See that red scorched ground? because there's no trees on it. I wonder why we got sick rivers and all like that, because they won't give up on the industry taking all the land for either mining or agriculture. I know, like with agriculture, you know, more and more people are getting, you know, like celiacs and gluten intolerances, and you know, like because of what they've done with the genetic modification of grains and well, mostly seed. I don't think wheat in our country, in Australia, I don't think wheat's actually been genetically modified yet. I'm not sure about that, but they do spray a lot of glyphosate, so they use Roundup Ready. Well, we've got Roundup Ready canola, so that oil is poisonous, right? Because it's genetically spiced with Roundup, you know, which is glyphosate, and that's poisonous. So I wouldn't, I don't eat it. So I know, but also with the wheat, I don't know what it is that they spray on it, but they also have to spray it for, you know, like rodents and stuff when it's stockpiled, and you know, there's all kinds of shit that they do to our food, and then that also goes into our waterways as well, and it's poisoning our planet as well as us. I wonder why people are getting cancer and shit. We've got work here, so it's all about work, 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 right? Pentacles, pentacles, pentacles. But again, this environment around this bird is looking a little bit, you know, there's not much life there. There's no leaves, and same here within the moon. You know, like this. I mean, it could be winter time with no leaves, but here in Australia, you know, we've got evergreens anyway. We don't really get snow or anything, but these hills and these trees, they're all empty. And this bird here is like in a cage. This is what it's like for us. Living in cages in our houses, having to pay off mortgages and, you know, like the rents and stuff like that. Crazy, you know, like people going homeless because they can't afford the rent, stuff like that. So Spirit's saying, get into nature. Yeah, get into nature and learn. This is the page of Pentacles. Pentacles. Swords. This is about gaining knowledge. So we get into nature. We tune in to our ancestors and our spirit guides. The Holy Spirit, Holy Jesus will teach us again about what we've lost in our cultural knowledge. Will come back, but you've got to go into nature and feel it, and you will be abundant, because you can. That's our strength, right? Gaining the knowledge, gaining the knowledge of nature, and our connection to nature gives us the ability to recalibrate, reconnection gives us the next instruction. We can receive that information from our ancestors about what really needs to be done to reinvent ourselves. So in reinventing ourselves in the state that we are in now, how we've become so dependent on services and, you know, like the shopping centres, vehicles, and, you know, everything that we consume, if we can't become reconnected with nature, we can then find answers to and if we reconnect with our ancestors and the Holy Spirit, we will find answers to solving these problems that we have with this loss of knowledge. We can regain our knowledge and recalibrate or reinvent ourselves, right? Page of Swords, we get the answers to what we should be working towards. For me, it's obvious. And we can be in partnership with our ancestors and with our environment. We need to be working in unison with nature. And that starts with appreciation, acknowledgement, and gratitude. Gratitude for what God's provided us, right? Not, like wanting more all the time. Yeah, we're at a crossroads. We are, as a collective, at a crossroads in our environment. Things have to, we have to step up. Or, put it this way, or step down. We're just animals on this planet, the same as other animals, right? But we've got ourselves on this pedestal because we make all the shit that's actually killing us. Explore your creative side. So what is it that we want to manifest, right? So going back to this painting on the walls here, where Indigenous people were manifesting with their imagery. This is the magic, manifesting what it is that we want to live in. I mean, if you do anything today, if you go and sit in nature for a bit, come back and draw a picture of what you want the world to look like. What do you want to live in? What is it? What is it that you want to be? You know? Draw a picture, sing about it, write a poem. This is how we manifest what we want. What is it that we want? Okay, Spirit, creative side, exploring our creative side. We got the Chariot coming in. We have the Emperor sitting on his throne, on his royal throne. This is actually taking responsibility for what we are. You know, we're in a position, we are on, you know, we are supposed to be the custodians of the environment as humans, but we've become just consumers. So, but this is actually taking accountability here, coming in with the Chariot. This is an authority coming in as an emperor. This emperor has the authority to manifest correctly and not just manifest for his own personal gain. That's not what makes an emperor. An emperor is about the collective, is not about just personal gain. It's about collective communities. Collective communities. Living within their means, within the resources, within their spaces, and not encroaching on others. There is fair trade, but you know, a lot of that has been there's been a lot of unfairness, as we know, with a lot of so-called developed countries taking over undeveloped countries, and they are fools, right? Because so this is the new way. So in the past, you know, we've had those greedy rulers that have, you know, gone from one community to the next and just stealing all the resources and leaving people like that or destitute and made to work under their terms. But now's the time, it's a new beginning away from this way of life, and I can't say fully return to the way it was because it's not within our scope at this time, but we do have the ability to manifest. We have all the tools and everything that we need to actually change this situation, and do not overconsume with the Nine of Cups here. We're at the Page of Pentacles, so we're at the beginning with the Fool here. In the page, that's like a less consumption. I'm feeling there, but you know, like going back to basics, going back to basics, basically, and less consumption. All these, you know, all these new, strategies for, you know, power consumption and, you know, like solar energy, wind power, and all these things are all a fallacy to a better environment. We need more people talking about consuming less, because those other avenues of finding or different ways of consuming, yeah, that's valid to a degree, but it's still not sustainable in the sense that the development of those apparent sustainable resources is just as over-consuming as like carbon industries, you know, carbon resources. It's really a fallacy. So, but we really need to turn to less consumption. You know, we all need to consume less and stop overindulging. We think about what we want to save. Fool here. We got balancing out the pentacles, like juggling the resources here. And I can see here, like, see all this down here underneath? It's juggling these pentacles here. And look at that, just looks like a rubbish tip to me. You know, and the crows flying over it, you know? Overconsumption. Juggling the resources, because that's all they're doing, is they're just juggling, you know, this resource with that resource, but, you know, while still over-consuming. Being greedy, it comes down to greed, right? All of it is greed. Need to start again with the Ace of Wands there. Okay, being thankful. Oops. Being thankful. Page of Wands, there's messages here, and you know, I was talking about the messages from the Holy Spirit and the ancestors. They are out there if you so choose to tune in. You know, get out into nature, get in the sunshine, sit on the ground, feel the dirt, you know, feel the sand, feel the everything. Got to feel. Because this earth is still abundant. But we have to be more gracious in what we have and stop wanting these lavish lifestyles that are based on consumption. I remember when, like I was in my early 20s and I thought I'd do an experiment on myself. And so I isolated myself from everyone I knew because whenever I was, with people, it was always about consuming, right? So when you get together with friends or family or whatever, it's always about either having a drink, alcohol beverage, or coffee, or going and eating. It's always about consuming something, or even just going out for entertainment. It's still consuming. So I experimented on myself and thought, well, like how long can I go without consuming anything? Or just, like the bare bones pretty much, what it was that I needed to survive on, like water and food. I mean, Jesus did it, Buddha did it, Muhammad did it. That's how you get closer to nature and closer to God, right? Is by actually taking the time to think about and being mindful of what you're consuming, and then you can change the lifestyle. It's okay to go out and meet with friends and consume a bit, but it has to be, it has to be balanced. It has to be, you have to be mindful for your own physical being as well as for the whole collective and the environment, as to how much you consume. So if we're all aware of how much we're consuming of whatever it is, then, we've all got a better chance of surviving in the end, right? And not expecting to be able to just go, oh, well, bugger it, we consumed everything on this planet, so let's go get in a spaceship and go and find another planet we can rape. So these are the messages that we've got here, like with the King of Pentacles. So look, there's King of Pentacles sitting there with all his indulgences. He's got a big pendulum around his neck all tied together with all the fruits of the land. He looks like he's overindulging a bit to me. And this one here, this Page of Wands, looks like it's, it's got a message here saying, stop all this overconsumption. See, there's an imbalance here. So we've got the Page, and then we've got a King. So the Kings are over-consuming, those that feel like they're sitting on the top, while there's all these other pages out there in the environment, and their environment there is looking pretty grim. It looks pretty dry and desolate. It looks like an overfilled city to me. See all those shapes and everything? It looks like looking at a city from afar that doesn't even have one tree growing on it. This is how we connect to nature too. Like it's through living resources is our trees and plants and that kind of thing. And this king's sitting there and he's like, really indulging on all that alive food, whereas this Page here is like scraping the bottom of the barrel. It doesn't even look like there's anything alive there. And it's like they're crying for help, while this one's overindulging. It's all mine, right? Daffy duck, mine. Being thankful, but we be thankful for the little bits that we do get, right? Being thankful, Holy Spirit. What else do you want to say to us? What else do you want to say to us? Yeah, look, we're looking over. See, this is the Two of Wands. This is like, like always looking over at the next person and comparing ourselves to what they've got opposed to what we've got. What you've already got yourself, we should be giving thanks for. you know? And not always looking over at the other and seeing that they've got more. We need to appreciate what we've got and use those resources wisely. And as things are now, is the resources aren't being used wisely. Because look, there's the planet, see there, the planet there at the end, those two ones? And that's given to me like, oh, well, it's like looking at the world from afar. It's given me like, looking at the world from afar, like not being connected to it, not being in harmony with it. It's like living outside of it, but within it, you know what I mean? Like, it's like not living with the planet itself, not being part of it, it's being separate. And that's why we're looking at it from afar, rather than thinking about it as that we are part of that, you know? We're part of that earthly organism. And that's the problem with humanity. They don't think of themselves as actually being part of the organism. They think of themselves as being above it or being outside of it, which is crazy. Anything else here, Spirit? Anything else? And then we'll do some more. I've got the star in reverse. See, the star in the upright, you know, like it's full of abundance and life, and you know, look at the bird. I always see that as the Holy Spirit, that little orange bird, and the stars. You're looking up at the stars, and you know, it's washing in a waterfall. You know, it's all very abundant-like and beautiful. But this is in the reverse. It's reversing all that we had. And the overconsumption is turning it on its head. This is not having gratitude. It's overconsumption. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look, see where this is leading us. Let's have a look, see where we're going, Spirit. We're just going to have a look at some of our written cards here. What do we need to know, Spirit? What's going to what? Okay, hang on. Where do we stand with the Holy Spirit and our planet at this time? Where do we stand at this time with the Holy Spirit and our planet? Where do we stand with the Holy Spirit and our planet? Film. We've got jail, look. Film. Bloodlines. The film is what we're creating, like, you know, like I was talking about, you know, painting, you know, there's Indigenous people painting on the wall of what we want to manifest. Ooh, because this is, we don't want to manifest that for our planet. That came up upside down, and film came up upside down. Well, it came up the right way, but upside down, you know what I mean? So with film, what we put out there is what we receive. So what we consume, what we put out there for the masses to consume, because it's only those few that are put in the spotlight to be able to influence, that is changing, because now we have social media, we've got YouTube, we can get so many more ordinary people out there actually speaking out, and it's like, so it's not controlled anymore. Well, it is to a certain degree, but we do have more power in being able to speak at this time. That can be subject to change, but it's up to us to not allow that to happen, because we do not want to manifest this, all right? We want, or this, because at the moment this is the way it is. You know, look at this image behind me here with these men in chains. This is what we're manifesting at this time with what we're consuming in the film industry. I mean, how many gangster shows and that do we, how many gangster shows are being romanticized to be a really cool lifestyle to our young people, but it's only landing them in this. And that's the agenda. Because they don't need all our people anymore to do all the work like they did. They didn't need all these people trained up to dig holes and cut trees and all that sort of shit. Be slaves. They don't need that anymore because they've got AI. So what they are manifesting is more of this and more of this for the ordinary consumer and their children. I don't know how many people that I know that have actually gone and hung themselves because of their chained to what the expectations have been planted in their brains by this, and the contamination of our bloodlines is landing everybody here. So, being gracious for what we had, our cultures, understanding our cultures that have been subject to this, and the loss of that connection to our real identity and our environment. You know, like the gangster ideal is, you know, like, it's crazy, you know, like, you know, it's planting this want for gold chains around the neck, and you know how the big dollar medallion, you know, like this push for, you know, the love of money and the love of consumption and material gain. That's not sustainable. That is not sustainable. That is what's going to lead us into the end, right? And look, bottom of the deck. This has been a war tactic. It's a rape of our whole planet. Not just our people and our young people, but the planet itself. Right? The agenda for consumption. Sing, what is it? We've got robbery at the bottom of the deck, and then we've got sing. Let's sing us to safety and truth. This is the truth, the Spirit says. And the back of here is because the devil is here. But we've got to re-sing the song lines, right? Singing the truth. This is the truth. So, you know, like I was talking about, you know, the gold chains and the medallions. The chains around the neck. What's it symbolise? You know, you're going out there being a gangster with a chain around your neck and the high vis. It's a lost cause. The Spirit says that's the truth again. Wow. Okay. For some reason we've got teeth there, but yeah. Look, how many people you see, you know, and they're all like consuming, you know, like people doing like heavy drugs and stuff like that, and then they eat, you know, like on the big comes down, they got to eat lots and lots and consume lots and lots of sweet lollies and shit, and they lose their friggin' teeth. They look like fuckwits. You know, it's making everyone look like fools. The industries are making everyone look like fools, and the promotion of the, you know, the degradation of women, and you know, like to be all just to be whores, and you know, and men, you know, like also degrading their masculinity with you know, just the whole sex agenda, you know, the sex industry is just gone crazy, and you know, it's promoted alongside the promotion of gangster lifestyles, which is an overconsumption lifestyle. Consume, 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 consume. Put everything, get in to forget what the reality is. It's a tactic of war, decisions. There's decisions to be made. It's your decision whether you keep this up or let it go. But continuing will not change the circumstance or the outcome. So continuing down this path is it's not going to change the outcome of our consumer lifestyle. So decisions do need to be made, right? What else do we, give us some messages, some please give us some advice at this stage. Please, Holy Spirit, advice for the collective. Success. You are worthy of this success. See, we've all been told that we're only worthy of being a gangster and going to jail, right? All these feelings of accomplishment to fill you with contentment and self-satisfaction in your achievement. So, fill you with contentment and self-satisfaction. So it's all about self-satisfaction is the achievements, feelings of accomplishment. But what we're worthy, the success that we are actually worthy of is actually having a healthy body and a healthy environment. That is success. Calm. So being calm and being reflective in the self. Breathe and heal the tired body, and allow your spirit to find peace. So finding peace, and we find that with in gratitude for even just having a body to live in, you know. But in this society that teaches us to overconsume, we are not nurturing our bodies. We are actually degrading our bodies, with our vessels, which, you know, is ultimately there to actually wipe us off the face of the planet, right? Just to be also consumed. Without harmony, your healing journey will take much longer. So we need to actually be living in harmony with nature, and that's what we ultimately will find peace in our spirit and with spirit, Because listen, when somebody passes, they're not gone. They hear every word you're saying. This is why we don't speak ill of the dead, right? They hear every word you're saying, and they are there to help and guide us as well. But they can also hinder us if we're bad dickheads, right? If we're out there making asses of ourselves for everyone, because some people that have lived in a non-savoury way, I can put it like that, when they pass over, they are there to guide us. Now, they can continue being continue in a negative way, or they seek, like they see their ways after their passing, and then they try to make it back, make up for what they have they've done in their living. When they've lived on this planet, if they've lived and haven't learned their lessons and they've passed on, that's like purgatory. But they can make it up by helping relatives and loved ones to guide in the right ways, so that then they can move on. So breathe and know that what we want to receive, we need to express what we want. This is not what we want. We don't want to be chained. We want freedom. We want sovereignty. We want to receive our blessings that are rightfully ours, just by being alive, receiving from God is what God provides us. But we have to tell them what we want, because what we ask for is what we get. So this person here is drawing a cow so they can feed their family. And this person is being gracious and giving gratitude for that. So we need to take the time out to appreciate our vessel, rest, recharge the body, honour the body, honour, get into nature and honour the environment, like ourselves, our vessel. We honour the rest of what God gives us naturally. Alright? So, anyway, I'll leave it at that. Please like, share and subscribe if you like my videos. And again, like if you'd like to donate so that I can do more of these videos, so I can keep it up. You may donate to my PayPal link, which is in the description box below, and you can, throw us a few bucks, and that helps me manifest as well, and manifest. We shall a better life. Okay, so I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you again